Tennessee, the state of Tennessee, has banned gender-affirming care for minors. Translation, they've banned the mutilation and sterilization of children. That's what that actually means. Gender-affirming care. Don't you love how they change words and phrases to soften up the blow? Like, because the mutilation and sterilization of confused kids for a multi-million-dollar profit every year doesn't really have the same ring to it. Love how they do that. Love how they change it up. Gender-affirming care. Now, the bill did do one thing that I disagree with, which was it basically banned any type of drag, and it was very nondescript what drag shows are, or what constitutes as a drag show. It kind of left it up to interpretation. I don't agree with that. I'm a free speech guy. As long as there's no kids there, I don't care. You can do whatever you want. I don't think that we should ban different types of performances. But that's not the big issue here. My big issue here is the gender-affirming care. Sex change surgeries for minors. I'm going to argue. I can't keep arguing about this with you guys. I can say this till I'm blue in the face. This idea that, you should let someone else parent their kids and you worry about yours. No, we all agree there is a line somewhere. Anyone who's worth listening to agrees there is a line somewhere where the state should step in terms of how you parent your children. We have disagreements on where that line is. For instance, most of us, aside from libertarians, can agree that it would be child abuse and you should be arrested if you hand your 12-year-old a meth pipe and go, here, smoke this. We can all agree with that, right? We all agree children can't consent to things. Like, if we don't, then I don't care what you think about anything beyond that point. We're done talking. We all agree that children can't consent. Now, yes, correct. There are some instances where parents can consent for them. They can sign forms for them, parental consent forms to go on, field trips, right? Field trips to play football, things like that, not chop their junk off. We have decided, in terms of parental consent, that even with parental consent, kids can't do certain things. So there is a line. Is it safe to say that if you can't consent to your 8-year-old going up to the bar and saying, hey, I'll take a Bud Light, please, and the bartender serving him, that maybe you shouldn't be able to consent to a procedure that will sterilize and maim your 12-year-old for the rest of their life? Can we agree with that? Can we agree that maybe that's not an unreasonable conclusion for me to reach? Maybe that is a good line to have. That maybe these are just confused kids, and if they want to make these decisions when they get older, then so be it. That's on them. But we shouldn't be pushing them toward it. We shouldn't be pushing them toward a demographic that has a 41% suicide rate. Maybe that's not the most constructive and productive thing to do. Just saying. Like, there's no reputable tattoo. This is the perfect argument, okay? There is no reputable tattoo artist in this country who would tattoo a 14-year-old, even with parental consent. The fact that same kid can go down the street after being shot down by the tattoo artist and get a sex change operation is an embarrassment, and it's further proof to today's trend, which is that we are not a serious society. This is clown world. Look, imagine if your kid could get. Who's the popular artist nowadays? I don't even know. Who's a ridiculous? Imagine if your kid could get. Who's someone
Taylor
dumb?
Swift.
No, not Taylor Swift. I'm talking something regrettable. Not that wouldn't be regrettable. Imagine if your kid could get like Tekashi 6ix9ine lyrics tattooed across his neck at 13. And if you did anything about it, if you had any problem with it, the teachers would cover it up. So they would send him home wearing turtlenecks and gauze around his neck so you couldn't see it. And if you had any problem with it, there were certain states and certain countries where you could actually lose custody of that kid because you're a bigot. Well, that's what we're doing, except instead of a tattoo that you can either cover up or just burn off someday when you inevitably regret it, now we're doing irreversible sex change that will mutilate you, that will sterilize you, and that will permanently maim you both physically and mentally for the rest of your life. Great job, guys. Super serious society we live in. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to click the link in the description to get the full episode on Rumble. If you prefer to listen along, you could actually get us on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. You can also go to www.outlawstreamers.com to learn more about not just my show, but tons of other great shows and all the exciting projects they have coming up. Follow my socials at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, at Caleb Salvatore Comedy on the Chinese Spy app that is TikTok, and be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you every Saturday for brand new episodes of That's Based. Peace.